we're debunking some of the most common myths you might hear at parties, dinners, and family get-togethers. I really hope you don't hear these, but send them to your partner or your family to get prepared. And if anyone still says these myths to you, tell them to come watch this video and I'll fight them for you. Happy holidays, everyone! I'm Amy, International Board Certified Lactation Consultant. And today we're going to talk about something you're almost guaranteed to hear at the holiday gatherings: breastfeeding myths. From well-meaning relatives to complete strangers, the advice can come from everywhere and nowhere. Myth number 1. Your baby is only nursing so much because your milk isn't good enough or not nutritious enough. I really hope no one says this to you, but this one unfortunately pops up all the time, where family members may think that someone's milk is watery or lacking in nutrient, which is why your baby is not putting on weight well or waking up often between feeds compared to formula feeding babies. If your baby wants to feed frequently, that does not mean that your milk is weak or lacking something. Babies nurse often because that's what it's supposed to do, whereas formula stays in a curdly consistency, which is really hard for babies to digest. Your breast milk composition constantly changes to match your baby's needs, so it is absolutely strong enough. Myth number 2. You need to give baby a bottle so they don't get too attached. Nope. Nursing isn't going to spoil your baby, and you can't spoil an infant with closeness and responsiveness. Breastfeeding is about nourishment and emotional security. If you choose to introduce a bottle because that works better with your family, your emotional well-being, and your lifestyle, that's perfectly fine. But you do not need to introduce a bottle just because you want to prevent your baby from being too attached. Babies are supposed to be attached to you. A part of feeding responsibly allows your baby to communicate with you and stay close to you whenever they need extra comfort. Your baby is crying and communicate with you and wanting cuddles because they don't have the ability to regulate their own emotions, so they really need you. Myth number 3. You can't eat certain foods while breastfeeding. This one shows up nearly every holiday season, whether it's about spicy food, garlic, broccoli, cranberry sauce, you name it. Most breastfeeding parents can safely enjoy their regular diets, including holiday favorites. Unless your baby has had a medically diagnosed sensitivity or allergy, you do not need to avoid certain foods just because you're breastfeeding. What you want to be careful of is not eating too much of any type of food too frequently. When you have any food in excessive amounts, it can either affect the taste of your milk, sometimes your milk supply, or sometimes it might sit in baby's tummy a little bit funny, where you might notice a change in their feeding behavior. However, you're welcome to indulge in a variety of holiday foods and whatever suits your palate. Just be mindful when you're drinking alcohol, and that brings us to myth number 4, that you can't have a drink while breastfeeding. The good news is that occasional alcoholic drink is generally considered compatible with breastfeeding for most parents. Alcohol does enter breast milk, but it also leaves your milk as your blood alcohol level decreases. How quickly your body gets rid of alcohol in your blood will change depending on your weight and your alcohol metabolism. You don't always have to pump and dump. So for example, if you have one drink and you don't feel intoxicated, you don't usually have sensitivity to alcohol, it can usually take your body from 1.5 to 3 hours to get rid of the one drink. If you're indulging in a drink straight after a breastfeed, you can sort of plan it in a way that your body will metabolize the alcohol before the next feed. However, if you're feeling really full and engorged and your breasts are telling you that this milk needs to come out and you're intoxicated at the time, then you might need to pump and dump that milk. So if you plan to have a drink at a holiday party, timing it right and feeding or expressing beforehand can be helpful. Myth number 5. If the baby is fussy, there might be something in your milk. Now, babies can be fuzzy for many reasons. Growth spurts, overstimulation from holiday events, travel, missed naps, or just being a baby in a new environment is rarely caused by your breast milk. Before you blame yourself or your body, check the basics. Is your baby tired? Is your baby hungry? Does your baby just need a cuddle? Or just needing a quick break from all the chaos? Are there too many distractions that's going to distract your baby while you're breastfeeding? Myth number 6. You should schedule feeds so that the baby gets used to holiday routine. It's okay if your plan revolves around your baby's needs. Just communicate this clearly with your family before meeting them. December itself and feeding itself can be busy enough, so you don't have to force the two and two to work cohesively. Myth number 7. Everyone in the family should get to feed the baby. It's understandable that loved ones want to bond with your baby and maybe help in their way, but feeding is not the only way to bond. If you're hoping to exclusively breastfeed or simply prefer to handle feeding when you're bottle feeding, that's your decision. Relatives can help you snuggle baby, burp, rock the baby, soothe the baby, or even play with the baby, sing with the baby, all wonderful bonding options that don't interfere with breastfeeding. Of course, if you want other people to share feeding, that's totally okay, but make sure you watch the previous video about how to incorporate expressing into your routine without risking mastitis and oversupply. So the next time a relative offers you, let's say, holiday wisdom, you'll be ready. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe or share this video with another breastfeeding parent who might be navigating the holiday season just as nervous as you are. And if you want more evidence-based breastfeeding support, you can always reach out. I'm here to help. Happy holidays, and I'll see you in the next video.